morning. Happy Sunday. What a beautiful morning to be alive. I managed to survive. I went to an event yesterday that was a celebration for my kid's mother and her new husband and one of my sons and his new wife for their weddings. And the only reason I bring this up is because of the food that was being served. And they did a good job. I mean, I have to give them credit for that. But it narrows down selection, although there was a consideration made for vegans. They had all these sausages, and so they had two different vegan sausages that they offered. And so I ate them. And anyway, the reason I'm bringing all this up is that I look around, I look at the people that I know, and there's people I saw yesterday I haven't seen for a real long time, relatives and whatnot from my kid's mother's side of the family. And you look, and there's a lot of really unhealthy people. And I keep wondering to myself, like, what's it going to take for people to realize what is the price of their health? And now I know from living in like places like Sedona, Arizona, where people have a much higher, generally a much higher consciousness towards health and those practicalities, modalities. But there's a price attached to every aspect of it. Yeah, if you want a Reiki treatment, if you want a sound healing, if you want a body massage, if you want to use cannabis and essential oils, if you want to do supplements, vitamins, herbal remedies, there's a price attached to all of them unless you're doing your own collecting. And it would be nice. I mean, I would love to go get like a massage on a fairly regular basis. What a luxury that would be. But in my world, I can't afford these things. I can't afford them. Which is why, with all of my body aches and pains and everything, I was led down the allopathic path because I was put on disability because of all my body infractions, and as a result, that was how I was being treated for years, many years. So I was taking all sorts of pharmaceuticals to take care of my ailments. But it took me a long time to realize that I was paying a much higher price than the free medicines and services I was getting, because I wasn't curing anything. I was simply treating everything. And everything I was treating, I was just adding more and more poison to my system. So I look at these things and I think, well, who can afford great health? Who can afford to join a health club, for example, or hire a trainer to help you do your workouts. All of these things are considerations. And for a person of my very humble and meager means, and I don't mean to limit myself, it's just what I'm living in with right now. These are just my contemporary terms, that I need to be frugal in my how I distribute my funds and my resources. So, what does this have to do with anything? It's the price of health. Now, I feel I am on the fast track I am on the road to complete and holistic health. And it's not costing me anything. Well, I take that back. I pay about $1 a gallon for my distilled water. And I paid $11, I think it was, for a 5-pound bag of diatomaceous earth. So those were pretty minimal costs, and that 5-pound bag is going to last me, I think, probably the rest of my life. It's 5 pounds is a lot. So anyway, it brings me to the point that urine therapy and fasting are two of the most profound healing modalities that I have found, outside of just using mind control, the placebo effect. I mean, it's well proven that people can change their mind and change their health. That's been proven. But I kind of like the fast track involved in urine therapy and drinking distilled water and the fasting. These three elements are the zero cost to striving for an optimum health. So I have nothing but respect and appreciation for the massive modalities that are out there, because there are. I mean, I keep getting introduced because of the network and the groups that I'm associated with. It's a constant of consideration of different and new modalities for application. And the thing that I am most kind of focused on for myself is just finding my own balance, because I realize that it's so easy to get caught up in new modalities day after day, and they all sound great. I mean, I'm not limiting any of them. I don't want to sound like I don't appreciate all of them, because I really do. I appreciate them. But in my own respect, in my own reasoning, I just like to keep things simple. There's only so many things that I can incorporate in a day that are going to take my attention. And right now, I've got a pretty, I feel like I'm pretty well balanced in this moment, at this point in my life, between, how I spend my time on the internet, how I spend my time walking to get my exercise, how I spend my time resting, and how I do my therapies. All these things, I feel like I'm achieving a certain amount of balance. And there's always room for improvement. I'm not underestimating the potential of that. But the point I'm making is that I love urine therapy. I do, because it is all me. It's all free. And, when you get down to it, all you need to do is breathe and drink pee. I mean, in the simplest terms. Wow. My phone, I've never heard that sound before. Cha-ching. So anyway, I wrote this poem and I wanted to share it with you. It's called Showing the Light. Showing the Light. And here it is. So many modalities. How shall I choose? If I do them all, how can I lose? What am I healing? What is my goal? Who is my trainer and what is my role? If I listen closely, perhaps I will hear, and the correct answer will just simply appear. I'm open-minded and willing to try anything healthy that I don't need to buy. So what can you show me that you don't have to sell? I'm open to answers, so please do tell. After breathing in Urine, what have you got? something from nature that isn't store-bought. Finding the free cures is why we are here. Showing the light on the new frontier. And that's what it is, too. We are on the new frontier. And we have an awesome opportunity and a responsibility to share this light to brighten up the world. And that's the way I feel. You know, I'm not putting it on everybody. This is what my mission in life is, to just keep showing the light and helping people heal. To me, it's a worthy cause. It's a simple mission, and it doesn't cost me or anybody anything to share this valuable knowledge. So, what's the price of being healthy? Well, for me anymore, it's basically free. And I like that price. It's what I can always afford. So with all that being said, I wish you a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. Keep your peace together, and boom, you just been loved. Have a good day. Bye-bye.